The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made hate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Merrily we roll along, roll along, roll along. Merrily we roll along, o'er the deep blue sea. Merrily we roll along, roll along, roll along. Merrily we roll along, o'er the deep blue sea. Merrily we roll. Look out, Amos! Oh! George! Oh! George! Where are you? You all right, George?
Never mind about me. What about the mother and the children?
Ow! That's gratitude for you. Go on, shoo. Get out of here. Shoo, shoo. Shoo, shoo. Let's see how Emily is.
Oh, she's a mess.
Yeah.
Lucky I didn't crack my head on the dashboard.
Yeah. How about the more important parts of your body? Is they all right?
I'll count her.
Well, if you has any aches or pains, I'll give you a bottle of McCoy concentrate when you get back to house.
No, Amos, I'm all right. How about you?
Oh, I'm fine. It's Emily here I'm worrying about. Just listen to her. She's trembling and panting like a herd dove. Ain't you got no respect?
How much do you think he's going to charge you to fix it?
What's the difference? The insurance company's paying for it.
Grandpa, I just read our insurance policy here, and our car ain't covered.
Well, why not? We paid the premium, didn't we?
Well, yeah, but we didn't buy the collision kind of insurance. Don't you remember telling the man that we didn't need it because our car was built to take it?
It ain't too late to take it out now, though, is it?
Senor Grandpa, I will be very happy to lend you some money if you pay me my salary.
Say, how about the cookie jar?
No, we give practically all of it to Kate when she went up to see her mother.
Well, now that car's got to be fixed. It's been with us through all the bad times and the worst ones and all the slumps in between.
Well, I'll wait till the mechanic gets back to the garage, and then I better call him and tell him to hold off for a while.
Say, Luke, about that insurance, I say we cancel it. You know, no matter what you're covered for, something else always happens.
Now, that ain't so, Grandpa.
Actually, there's a lot of things that this covers you for. Well, if you damaged another car, you'd be insured. Or if George had been hurt being a passenger in your car, he'd be insured up to $5,000.
You would, eh? Well, we lost all around then. Us because the car wasn't covered, and George because he didn't get every bone in his body busted. Howdy, George.
Howdy, Amos.
Come on in.
Say, I didn't know whether you want me coming or not tonight, knowing how you feel about the car.
Oh, that's all right. I just figured maybe a couple of games of checkers you'd get my mind off of the accident.
Well, whatever you say, Amos.
All set up here.
Good. Let's get at it.
Yeah. See, you want a pillow to sit on?
What for?
Well, I thought maybe you was a little stiff, after the accident.
No, Amos, I'm all right. I feel fine. Well, here we go.
Move. Well, all right, as long as you're sure.
Sure, I'm sure, but why do you keep asking me?
Well, at your age, you get them things they call delayed reactions,
You mash a toe on Tuesday and you don't start to hurt till late Saturday night.
Oh, ain't nothing wrong with my toe, Amos.
You know, them insurance companies, they got all the luck. They always come out on top.
How so?
By selling insurance on things that never happen. Now, if you was to get hurt on the policy I got, you collects up to $5,000.
5,000?
Yeah, you was the only one that was insured.
Oh?
And if you was to get hurt real bad, you'd be laying flat on your back in a hospital, sitting pretty right now.
A fella can't be lucky all the time.
Well, now, George, you sort of got yourself in a trap there.
Well, I reckon you're just too good for me tonight, Amos. Well, let me see.
Need no pilling.
I just get a little kick.
There.
What hospital, Amos?
What?
You know, the hospital where they put you for $5,000.
Oh, I know. What's ailing you, George?
Oh, I reckon I ain't feeling up to snuff tonight, Amos. I better be running along.
Well, all right, if you don't feel too good.
I don't, Amos. Good night, Amos.
Good night, George.
Night.
George, what happened to you? Did you have an accident on the way to the door?
Oh, the things, Amos. Come in. Oh, Amos, you don't know what a terrible night I spent. Oh, what a terrible night.
Well, now, you don't look like you was in for too good a day, neither. I didn't know we had no earthquake last night. What happened to you, George?
Oh, it took me a little longer, Amos. But when it hit whole hog.
What hit, George?
The delayed reaction.
Oh, that's what it is, huh?
Amos, the muscles that hold my bones together hurt so bad, I wouldn't be surprised if they let go completely.
My, you were sure real shook up, weren't you, George?
Yeah. Amos, I'm afraid I'll have to put in for my injuries as far up to as that insurance policy yours allows.
Yeah, and you deserve it, too, George, if you was as bad hurt as you say. I'll get it, George.
No, I'll manage it.
Hey, let me help you, George. Let me get it for you.
I'll manage it.
I'll get it, George.
I'll get it. I knew that had happened.
Well, you know, George, in the condition you're in, you should have extra phones all over the house.
Hello? Hello? Oh, was that you that just called? Yeah, I had a little trouble getting to the phone here. Yeah. Yeah, he's here. Look, for you.
Oh, yeah?
Oh.
You all right now, George?
Yeah.
Hello, Luke? Yeah? Yeah. Mhm. They can fix it, though, huh? How much? Oh, well, and where are you going to get that kind of money, Luke? Maybe you better tell them to hold off for a spell, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So long. Well, Luke says he can fix the car. They get a part from a hopmobile and a transmission out of an old steam shovel. It's going to cost $68. We're going to have to wait a spell.
Amos, I'll lend you the money.
No, now, George. You know us McCoys. We don't borrow.
I know, but it seems a shame me getting everything and you getting nothing.
just forget it now, because there ain't nothing can be done about it.
Something going to be done about it, Amos. Whatever I get from the insurance company, I'm going to give you half.
No, now, George. Even if I was the one that brung this blessing on you, it all goes to you.
Amos, this ain't charity. Now, after all, it was your wreck, too.
Well, I guess it was at that. Well, let's see. Just the expenses, huh?
No. My mind's made up, Amos. Whatever I get, you get half.
Well, how much do you think we'll get?
I think they figure on the basis of how bad the driving was.
They do, huh?
And the way you was driving, I think we ought to get at least $1,000.
Boy, that's $500 apiece, ain't it?
Come in mighty handy.
Yeah, it sure would. What do you mean the way I was driving?
Well, you was a scooting and a swerving along the road, singing away, and every time you go for a high note, you'd close your eyes.
I would?
Yeah, why, you couldn't see where you was going. I'll bet the insurance company offers us $2,000.
$1,000 apiece. Well, if that was the way I was driving, we'd deserve it.
Amos, I'll bet we get $3,000 apiece when they find out you was driving with your hat over your eyes.
Oh, now, wait a minute, George. That was after the accident.
You were still at the wheel, Amos.
Well, right is right.
I'll phone the lawyer and have him start working on it.
And I'll get on home, see if we can get the name of that insurance agent.
Keep in touch.
Yeah, I'll see you, George. Oh. Take it easy now, boy.
What happened after that, Mr. McCoy?
Well, we was scooting and a swerving, you see. And I must have kept my eyes closed too long whilst I was reaching for that high note. But the next thing I knowed, we was off on the road, just a jumping and a bouncing until we hit that tree whammo.
Grandpa, you never did drive like that before.
Well, I always took it easy when I had young folks in the car.
You were lucky you weren't injured, Mr. McCoy.
Yeah. But you ought to see my poor old friend, George McMichael.
Yes, we received a report from Mr. McMichael's lawyer. We've already had him examined by our doctor.
Oh, and just exactly what did he find out was wrong with him?
Well, without being 100% certain, our doctor feels that most of Mr. McMichael's injuries are psychosomatic.
That sounds bad. Where is he at? In the back here someplace?
No, Mr. McCoy. You see, quite often, injuries are just a state of mind. Something happens to a man, and he thinks he's injured when actually he isn't.
You get it, Luke?
Well, yeah. You see, no.
Now, don't get me wrong. The person actually feels the pain, but it comes about through his mind.
Mr. Sorensen, I'd like to ask you a question. This psycho stuff we're talking about,
Yes, sir?
does that make any change in the insurance?
Oh, no, Mr. McCoy. Oh, no. You see, whether the injuries are psychosomatic or actual, our company will still honor the claim.
You got a nice bunch of fellas down at your place, huh?
Now, Mr. McCoy, if you'll sign your report on the accident right here, I'll get things started.
Yeah, well, even you don't mind, I'll abbreviate it down to an X. All I choose X on account of, well, it sort of gets the forges off in the track, you see.
I understand.
Well, I guess it'll be easy sailing from here on in, huh?
Well, it all depends on what you call easy sailing. You realize, of course, your insurance will be canceled when this goes through.
Canceled? What?
Well, yes, sir. It's too great a risk for us to insure a man who drives as poorly as you do and is guilty of such gross negligence.
Grandpa's been driving for over 40 years. This is the first time he's had an accident.
Well, 40 years is a long time. And with all due respect to you, Mr. McCoy, maybe you're getting just a little bit old.
Sure I'm old. but I ain't ready for no junkyard.
Now, look, Mr. Sorensen, you cancel his insurance, he won't be able to drive.
Sure, I'd be practically helpless.
I'm sorry, sir, but that's our policy.
Well, then, I'm afraid we'll just have to get our policy from another company.
That's good thinking, Luke. Yes, that's good thinking.
I doubt very much if you'll be able to after the state gets this report.
What do you mean by that?
Well, sir, considering the way you were driving, plus the age factor, the authorities will revoke your driving license, too. Good night, gentlemen.
Now, just a minute. You take your goddamn calendar back.
I'm a coming.
Hurry up, George. It's important.
Will you quit pounding?
What's the door, will you? Look, George. We're going to make a telephone call, and you're going to make it fast.
You realize I've only been asleep an hour? In the condition I'm in with you waking me up like this, it could set me back for months. What call?
Well, you're going to call up your lawyer and tell him to tear up that claim and forget the whole thing, that you're all right now.
What do you mean I'm all right? I can hardly move.
Well,
I'm
George,
getting worse every day.
George, look, I brought you a bottle of McCoy concentrate. And by tomorrow morning, all the aches and pains will be just a tumbling over themselves trying to get out of you. Now, make the call.
Will you quit pointing the muzzle of that thing at me? What is this?
George, if you don't get better and get that report back, why, they're going to cancel my driver's license. I'm going to be grounded for life.
Well, the way you drive, Amos, it might be a good idea.
What?
Amos, you're my best friend. I'd like to help you, but somebody's got to pay for my injuries.
You know, the injury you've got, them psychosomatic.
I have.
All in your mind.
You mean that's affected too, Amos? I'll put in for double.
All it means, George, is you ain't really hurt. It's all up here.
Well, if it's up here, why does it hurt down here and all over?
You ain't going to stop the claim?
I'm sorry, Amos, but this old weather-beaten body of mine ain't got too many years to go, and I'm going to baby it just as long as I can.
George, I thought you was my friend. But you ain't got an ounce of friendship in you. And if I ever see you again, I hope I'll be looking the other way.
Grandpa! Grandpa, it's Luke. He's got the car. It looks just perfect. Don't you want to see it?
Grandpa, ain't you coming out? Oh, I tell you, she runs like a dream. That transmission from the steam shovel works just great.
Good.
And Frank said we can pay it off at $5 a week.
Uh-huh.
Well, don't you at least want to come out and drive her?
It'd be that much tougher if I got the feel of her again.
Well, look, Grandpa, it ain't like you're never going to be traveling in her no more. Any place you want to go, I'll always drive you.
And when I get my license, Grandpa, I'll drive and you can steer.
No, thank the both of you. I'll find some other way to get around.
Some other way?
I thought you said you know how to ride a bike.
Well, I can the big ones. This is little Luke's.
Grandpa, what are you trying to do?
Don't tell me you need the license for this.
It's no use. You cannot win.
Look, Grandpa, there is such a thing as being sensible about this. You don't have...
Well, look who's coming, Luke. Your battered old neighbor. You tell him to crawl in here and leave us hear him groan. He ought to be groaning real good by now.
No way to talk.
And look at the limp. He's limping worse than ever. He's limping so bad he's standing straight up. Straight?
Straight as an arrow. Last night when I went to sleep, I was a bent-up mass of kinks. But this morning when I woke up, I was as frisky as a young stallion.
It's a trick. It's a trick just to show us how bad he's feeling.
No, Amos. To tell you the truth, it was that McCoy concentrate that done it.
You use it?
I sure did. And if you bottle it and put it in the market, oh, the whole world will be a damson.
What about your claim, George?
Dropping it like a hot potato.
How about that, Grandpa?
Do you mean it, George?
I sure do.
George, you're a good friend. This calls for celebration. Look, see if you can scare up a little sidey, would you?
Yeah, coming up.
Well, so the old McCoy concentrate fixed you up, did it?
Yes, sir. I took 2 fingerfuls in a glass, a cube of ice, a little water, and I drunk it right down. When I woke up this morning, I didn't have an acre of pain left.
You know something, George?
What?
That just goes to prove that the doctor knows what he was talking about when he said that all your aches and pains is in your mind.
Boy, that ain't true, Amos. I don't see no proof.
Well, the proof is the McCoy concentrate ain't supposed to be drunk. It's supposed to be rubbed on.
Oh, rubbed on. Rubbed on? Amos. Call my doctor. Get him.